ダメだねダメよダメなのよあんたが好きで好きすぎてどれだけ
Oppa Gundam style, everybody, and welcome to Wow Cool Robot. I almost did the pot of greed thing. Yeah, fuck it. The world's #1 and only Gundam podcast sponsored by Kaiba Corp. I'm Max, and I use he, him pronouns, and with me as always is Sarah.
I'm Sarah, you she her pronouns. What's up?
We got that sponsorship this week.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, I'm holding the microphone up to you, episode 21.
You know
how the first opening of the show is called Raise Your Flag?
Yeah.
I think we now know what type of flag that they're talking about.
Is it what kind of flag? What kind of a death flag? Is that what
a
you're?
Death flag.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Yeah. I cannot, I had kind of sniffed at, here, let me read you the text of a post that I made in the Discord about maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, about this, okay, so let me hear it. So this is, I'm not gonna actually say the spoilers that I talk about in here, but I'm gonna, reference some spoilers.
Okay.
So this is just the post that I made. I know character dies because of an inopportune Google search, but, explanation, stuff about, stuff I'm just theorizing about. There's also a character who dies that multiple people said I'm going to be upset about, but I don't think that character has shown up yet. Character and character definitely survived for a while, if not to the end of the show. Also a bad Google. I think character is around in season 2 because they showed up in a few season 2 thumbnails while I was scrolling Crunchyroll. I know character dies, but I do not think I will be mourning them quite so badly when that happens. I'm really worried about Biscuit. My next note after that is Fumatan and Eugene are characters I care dearly, but also seem like cannon fodder, so I'm not pinning my hopes on either of them making it.
Well, you're half right so far.
50% so far.
Yeah,
I really want Eugene to survive after this episode.
Apollo has blessed you with the gift of prophecy.
Yeah.
Well,
the gift of prophecy and a strong ability towards process of elimination.
Yeah, right. The gift of prophecy and also basic anime media literacy.
Yeah.
Ain't that how it goes? Well, as we always just get ahead of ourselves because I feel like it's always just the main thing, and then there's just all the supplemental episodes leading up to the main thing each week.
Yeah.
So to not get ahead of ourselves, I say we jump in.
Yes.
Let me hit it with episode 19. The Gravity of Wishes. As Tekkadan prepare to enter Earth's atmosphere, they are faced with one final obstacle, the Outer Earth Regulatory Joint Fleet led by Karda Isu. As they enter the fleet's defense zone, Tekkadan's trap is sprung. Eugene uses the Alea Banana system to pilot 2 ships at once to destroy part of the Gjallarhorn orbital base in the area to stymie Karda's defense. This serves as a distraction so Kudelia and the other Tekkadan leadership can safely make it to Earth in a shuttle. Galileo and Ein arrive to stop them, but they are held back when Ozzy and Lofter covertly arrive to help aid the Tekkadan boys. Ein ends up taking a killing blow for Galileo as the boys safely make it into the atmosphere, except for Mikazuki, who has to surf on a destroyed mobile suit to make it to Earth without burning up. His fucking kicked ass.
I fucking liked him.
It's fucking good. It's, space battles are cool, and there's always in every Gundam series, almost every Gundam series, the cool, Earth re-entry moment, and, more often than not, it's oh shit, are they not gonna make it in? But it's always
because that was in... I'm trying to remember if that happened in 79, right?
In 79,
someone died really tragically on their way to Earth in that, right? I'm trying to remember who that was.
So in Zeta Gundam, one of the Titans from early on, Kakarkan, died re-entry into Earth.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking of. Yes.
In 79, because there was still the crisis of getting to Earth, because Amuro had to put the heat condom on the Gundam to make it to Earth.
Yes, right.
Which is
putting that bitch in a big rubber trash bag.
That's the thing. It's the Gundam Earth re-entry coolness scale, and on one end is Amuro's trash bag, and on the other end is what Mikazuki does.
Yes,
it's just fucking badass.
He rides that motherfucker like he's Vin Diesel jumping out the plane in the snowboard in Triple X.
Yeah, I was gonna say he fucking SSX trickied his way down to Earth.
Yeah, he hits the fucking the Simon guillotine, spins that shit around his neck.
It's like, you get the fucking points on screen. Wow, cool, amazing, excellent.
Yeah, the Sonic, like going through like in Sonic Heroes when you go through the rings and everyone just
And you
does
can
a
just press
fun pose.
buttons to do cool poses. Yeah! Fuck yeah!
The other, before when I started that sentence talking about Vin Diesel, there was a real 50-50 split of whether I was going to talk about that or if I was going to talk about Sonic jumping out of the plane at the start of Sonic Adventure 2.
Way past cool.
Really could have gone either way.
Turns out we went both ways.
Yeah, you know, sometimes the two roads diverge in a wood, but they reconverge in like 50 feet.
Yeah, not a very wide road.
No.
So this one starts out, everyone's like, I just wrote they're playing catch with space cargo.
Yes, so much of this, like, not to say that the series I had watched prior did not do anything with Zero G, but I really like I don't exactly know how to say this, but like the real kinetic nature of the zero gravity. Like in this first episode, I felt it a lot. Like every time I see people like, you know, loading stuff and just like, you know, passing it to each other in the zero G, like a fucking, like they're just like passing a basketball between each other.
They're passing the booth.
The conversation that Eugene and Shino have in that flashback, and they're like knocking each other around a little bit in the conversations. There's like, even at the start of this, like Atra catches a box and gets like knocked back a little bit, but then Yukinojo like holds her down.
Yeah, it's very cute. Atra's also like, I'm gonna do revolution.
Yeah,
like, she's still
like,
on this shit.
She's like Philippe from Acorn.
Yeah.
Born in the USA, I went to school and I got an A. I just said that shit.
She said it. We
she's
get
so small. She's wearing a baggy sweater. It's cute.
Atra, and she's like one of the best characters in the show. She fucking rules. It's like, in a series that constantly like does its women dirty, like Atra is treated with the utmost respect as she should. Right.
It's like in the hands of a worse writer, Atra would really come off as like naive and really shallow. But like, I think she's just nice though. Is the thing.
She's just nice with it. We love Atra.
She's literally she's small. She's nice. She's got those sleek new anime hair vents. She's got the suicide doors. I guess suicide doors are not sleek and new because suicide doors are like the old.
Yeah, that's like how car doors used to be before they got better.
What's the word for like the car doors that like go up, like the DeLoreans?
Those are gull-wing.
Gull-wing, yes. Okay. I just always, in my mind, those are always just DeLorean doors because that's that's how will.i.am calls them in his track THE, the hardest ever. I am the future DeLorean doors. Will I survive? Never deceased. I'm a kill the game, leave the rest in pieces, etc., etc. That song's got a Mick Jagger verse on it where he does he says the line hard like geometry, trigonometry. This is crazy psychology.
It's so fucking true. I'm writing this shit down.
Taking
my notes.
Co-signed Mick Jagger, because that was some real shit you just said.
God. We get a cute like redux of the handshake scene with Kudelia and Mika.
The parallels between this and the end of the episode were really good to me, but we'll get there when we get to the end of the episode.
Yeah. It's like the show really likes hands, not in a weird way, but in like is it this? I forget. I might be getting conflated, but I don't remember if it's this opening. I think it's the next opening. There's like a shot of like Mika's hand and then like the Gundam's hand. It's like it's like handshakes and like grabbing each other's hands and like. It's a hand type show. It's ahead of its time.
It's a hand. You know, a hand is a connect. It treats the hand as like, you know, a connective node. How do you attach to other. The organic Alaya banana.
Yeah, you really got to hand it to him. But Kudelia asks to like shake Mika's hand once more, and he's like, "My hands are dirty," and she just says she doesn't care. She's like, "My hands are dirty too, metaphorically."
With blood and thoughts. But I'm proud of this hand.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a Natsuki Subaru moment for me. If I can go long about ReZero for a moment.
If you can go Sarah mode.
Yeah, if I can go Sarah mode. You're familiar, you know the concept of ReZero, right? Like just guy groundhogging his day through an isekai world.
Yes.
In the second arc, there is a part where he is like he becomes like a butler for this like big expensive mansion guy, and he like has to learn how to do things with his hands because he's lived a very chill life as a 17-year-old hikikomori who just games and watches anime all day. And like, but like he has to like learn how to like peel potatoes without slicing his fingers open, and like trim hedges without cutting his fingers off. And like, he gets to the end of the day, and he gets to the end of like his first like 4 or 5 days in this job, and he's like, there are magic users who could heal his hands, but he has like a real sense of pride about the cuts and bruises and ways that his hands have come. And then he dies in his sleep and wakes up with perfectly pristine hands, and he never gets those scars back. And I think about that moment a lot because it's a really tender moment.
Yeah.
But she's proud of this hand. It's stained with like, it's stained with bloods and dreams and thoughts and everything. But she's proud of it. I like it.
Yeah, like she's actually like the fact that she's been able to dirty her hands and actually like make action and do something since she spent so much of the early show not being able to is like, yeah, she should be damn proud of it.
She's not afraid. She is still like sad about the people, like, but she is like knowing that there is like, there is no such thing as a bloodless revolution.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, this is, I have lost comrades, but their deaths have not been in vain. They have, I have been able to move forward by them, through them. And like, this is like, it's just like, I feel like it's a really nice like reversal of some of the stuff that Nobilis was saying to her in, I can't remember if it was like the last batch of episodes we watched or the one before, where he was like, the Maiden of Revolution will step on the bodies of those beneath her. And it's like, it's like the most benevolent interpretation of like very much two sides of the same coin. Cause like, yeah, no end to that sentence. I'm just talking in circles because I fucking finished. I pounded a monster. I've got gas in me. I just pounded a monster before.
Fuck yeah!
Started recording.
Podcast juice.
Podcast juice.
So after the nice hand scene, we cut to the bridge. Orga is like Skyping Montag. It's about time to roll. They're about ready to head to Earth. And Orga's like, hey, we've been working with you. You might as well do us the honor of telling us your real name. And Montag's just like, well, Montag will do. And it's just like fucking Jason Bateman voice. I don't know what I expected.
Right. Jesus Christ, that's Montag Corporate. First name Montag, last name Corporation.
Well, he says Montag.
Orga, like when Orga turns on the kid, like we cut to them Skyping, and Orga's like, Montag Corporation, what is your real name? And for a second I was like, I know this is Gundam, but is this motherfucker's name really, I know this is McGillis, but is he really claiming his name is first name Montag, last name Corporation?
Yeah. Well, in the sub,
damn,
or in the dub,
I've heard of companies being people, but this is ridiculous.
In the dub, he specifically says Montag is his last name, but so presumably he's Heidi Montag's brother. I don't fucking know, but everyone is
his name is his first name Montag, last name Montague.
There we go. Kudelia rolls in here and she's like, thanks Orga for all the help so far. And like as she's talking to him, we like kind of see inside her head, and she's thinking about the handshake
Mika's
again,
huge hands.
Like, yeah, he's the anti-Trump. He has such large hands. but he's such a he has such a small little body.
Sorry.
And it's funny.
God damn it.
But she just like, and she's fully like, she's resolved right now. She's like saying confidently she's gonna make everyone happy when they bring her to Earth. Like she's on it now. She has her own podcast juice in her. Yeah,
and she remembers Fumatan and the promise that she made. She stares at the station where Fumatan used to sit, and she gets sad, and I also get sad.
Yeah, how dare you sit where she sat?
Well, no one's daring to sit where she sat.
Yeah. Oh. We cut over to Carta. This is when we learn her name is Carta.
Yeah,
like we didn't learn her name before. And she's on her girl boss shit. She is like, riding high, commanding everyone. She's like just completely dunking on Galileo through Skype right now.
Yes.
I love
it. She's so fucking dramatic, and I love like she says some shit that like the Federation, the regulatory bureau simply thinks that the big epic woman power squad designed for mild outer inner orbit protection is just made up for me to feel powerful, but I will show them. It's just very funny to me how like her like the places that we've met so far are like 2 or 3 word things. It's like, I don't know,
like the Investigation Bureau.
Yeah, Investigation Bureau, like Tekadon, the CGS even was like, that was just
3 letters.
And her thing. I don't even know what her whole fucking thing is because it's 6 words and I don't remember any of them.
It's the Outer Earth Joint Regulatory Fleet Commission.
Yeah, that sounds
bullshit like that. Rearrange the letters. Who cares?
That sounds like some bullshit. Like this is like the committee that fucking Hunter Biden is on. Like just a position earned, just like a position made up to give someone's kid a job.
It's like some fucking Pentagon shit where they just have an overly wordy commission name just because they want to make it a cool acronym like SWORD or something like that.
Yes.
But she asks Skyley where McGillis is, and she's like, she doesn't remember his name at first. She's like, the one who got engaged to a bedwetter to further his status, the one who's always fiddling with his hair. And it's just like, she gets his ass, and Skyley was like, he's on vacation leave, so he takes his vacation to do this shit. His rules.
He's chilling.
He takes his vacation to go Char mode.
Yeah. just submitting my hey boss, I'm gonna need like May 15th to the 29th off. I have to go Char mode, if you know what I mean, and then just leaving without another word. You
just hold up like the silver wig and the gold mask. You know how it is.
Yeah, you get it.
We've all been there.
Listen, I just got a fresh red coat of paint on my cool epic robot. Like, I kind of gotta let loose and go Char mode for a little bit. I'm sorry, boss. I know end of quarter's coming up, and we got to get these earnings on track. But I need to take some me time.
Yeah. I didn't really realize that he does have a bright red suit until just now.
Yeah, that really was the moment that like clicked for me. That like, oh, this guy is a Char. Like, he is a Char.
What can you say? So we get some like panning shot of Carter's whole fleet. It's like seven big ships. They're like Star Destroyer-esque looking things.
She does some posing and dramatic shit, and like she gets all of her guys to do like epic stance and in formation, and then she like yells at the guy second from the right who was not in time. Which I think is funny that she specifically calls out that she's like, oh, second from the right, you were too slow, which is funny because the second from the right mobile suit is the same one that Akihiro domes in the episode 21.
I like to imagine it's the same guy.
It is 100%.
Carter's fail boy.
Carter's little fail guy.
But she's waiting for them, right?
Yeah.
And Tekadon knows this.
They were chasing, she was waiting.
Stomping out the store. Issue bracelet.
We see
the Easter Eby, or we don't see anything. So essentially, Eugene is like all right.
We're on the Easter Eby bridge, and Eugene is like fucking gassed up, and Dante and Chad are looking at him like, what are you so energized? Are you good, bro? And he's like, haha, this was all part of our plan. We're ready to do this. And then from there we flash back to Eugene and Shino in the loading dock.
I love this scene.
This scene is so good. Like it's got like the fun 0G kinetic like moving around stuff that I was talking about earlier. But Eugene is complaining to Shino about getting people killed. And he's like really nervous about it. And Shino's just like, well, if you know what, if you fail, we'll just say that's Eugene again, and we won't hate you for dying.
Yeah, like Shino sort of pokes fun at him. He's like, oh, I didn't realize you wanted to be like Orga that badly. And Eugene's like, I don't want to be like Orga, idiot. It's just like, and the whole time, you mentioned the 0G, but specifically like Shino's like in a cockpit and Eugene is floating upside down, like 180 degrees flip from him the whole time. It's just like it's so casual. I love how the show casually is just like, yeah, they're in space. What of it?
It's really fun, but it's also like maybe I'm reaching a little bit too much on this theme, but like I feel like this is like because the last 3 episodes we watched, Shino is really dealing with the fallout of having led guys to their deaths, right? And like he has come out the other side of it of like he is not like happy about that fact, but like he has like accepted it as like a thing that comes with the
it's like an eventuality.
Right, an eventuality of leadership, and like he is right ways up about it. He's no longer like he is still concerned about it, but he is no longer like occupying all his waking thoughts with, oh god, I fucked up so bad, everyone died because of me. And Eugene is still just like he's floating. Did you see that fucking clip, by the way, that was circulating on Twitter a couple days ago from Totally Spies?
I mean, I've seen all of Totally Spies. I don't remember the specific clip though.
I was gonna link it to you, but then I realized that I just turned on I turned on cold turkey on my desktop, so I could not look at Twitter while I was podcasting. So let me pull. I just need to. I'm gonna send you I'm pulling it up on my phone, and I'm gonna send you a clip, and it's 2 minutes long, but I'm not. You don't have to watch the whole thing. I just want you to skip to the last 10 seconds or so.
Okay.
Where is it? Here we go. I mean, I highly recommend watching this entire clip when you get a chance, but because it's one of the most batshit animated fight scenes I've ever seen in my life. But here, I'm dropping the link. Just the last 10 seconds of this video.
Yeah,
I just need you to hear this. I just need you to hear this delivery. This final line here.
Floating. That guy's fucking hair. My goodness.
Right.
Floating.
He looks like a Gundam guy.
He looks a bit Gundam. He looks like a Pokemon villain. Is what he looks like.
Yeah.
He's like Colress too. But the gist of this whole thing is that Eugene is acting so bombastic as a shield to hide how he's very, very nervous and is hoping to just power through his nerves and just get her done essentially.
Yep.
We get a scene in the hangar in one of Carta's fleet ships. We see Galio and Ein. They're looking at mobile suits.
They're ready to kill these guilty children.
Yeah, specifically me the robot noticer. Kamaris has these two huge pods on its back now. This is technically a new form of it. It's now the Kamaris booster.
Kamaris is Galio's ship, right?
Yeah, the purple and white one.
I've really got none of these guys committed. I've really got none of these ship names committed to memory except for Barbados and really that's all I could name.
The main one.
Yeah, the main.
Yeah.
I have not committed this Gundam knowledge to memory quite yet.
Yeah, we'll get there. But it's just small. It's just it's faster now. And Galio mentions to Ein, he's like, yeah, Carta's always been like this. Everyone hoped that by putting her in charge of this committee, she would kind of mellow out, but it seems to have the opposite effect.
No.
And we cut back to baby mode.
She's a real Carta issue.
And we all have our Carta issues.
Yeah, God, don't we all? We see baby boy Baldwin.
Baby boy Bodwin is so good.
Little guy. Carta is sitting in a tree and she's like, "You're a fucking diaper boy." And Baldwin's like, "Yeah, well, you still fucking wet the bed, so fuck you." And then McGillis shows up at the school. He's wearing just a black t-shirt and nothing else. And Baldwin and Carta are both in fancy little lad clothes. And
they both look like Victorian children.
McGillis rolls up looking like the white Sasuke.
Yeah, and Carta, we see Carta's it's immediate oh, she has a crush on him right away.
It's I guess I guess so. I thought it was more. I immediately interpreted the complete opposite direction. It was immediate animosity towards him.
Oh, really?
I interpreted this as she's seeing it and be like, okay, this guy is my fucking enemy now. It's on
I
site.
hate this guy's guts.
But her asking after McGillis makes a lot more sense if it's the other way around.
Yeah. She sees him. It's whoa, mysterious, rude blonde child, mine.
Yeah. Oh shit, the white Sasuke.
The White Sasuke.
Unfortunately, you can't name this episode The White Sasuke because we just had the last one, White Yoda.
Yeah, I know. Damn. It's okay. I'm sure we'll say something stupidly funny later.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We cut from baby McGillis to adult McGillis in the Montauk disguise, of course. He's just expositing to Toto some fucking bullshit about you can take advantage of anyone by exposing their past, and I know it all too well. You
can grasp someone's heart and manipulate them. And we get a cut of all the big players. We see McGillis' dad. We see McMurder, Barristan Selmy. We see Makanai, Carta, Ein, Nobliss, Baldwin. Basically every major player who is not currently involved with Tekkadan.
Mm-hmm, yeah. I mean, of course, Ashar would know something about how to manipulate people. Certainly makes sense to me. Mm-hmm. And he's kind of hopes to Toto that I hope the Tekkadan are truly believe in what they're doing right now.
He says that the supposedly bright future is only wasted on cleaning up the foolish past, but I am the same.
Yeah. I just love when people just do stupid exposition in Gundam.
Do you think this is progress, Tekkadan? If so, show it to me. And then we cut to Naze's wives all giving him a big huggy, and then we get the title card.
They give big huggy. It's nice that Amida's not doing big huggy. We get another one. We meet another. Well, we've met this other one of Naze's wives before, but we've not actually gotten a name for her. Echo. Yeah, do you know who voiced Eiko?
Eiko.
Do you know who voiced Eiko? Kira Buckland.
Fuck yes.
So we're gonna do Beyond Two Mode on her.
Did you see that thing from like a month ago or two when Kerbifer tried to get in my fucking mentions?
No.
Okay. So you know why I'm bringing this up, right? Because Kerbifer and Kira Buckland had like a long, like Kira Buckland used to be like a Newgrounds voice actor.
Yeah.
And she was like, like a lot of Newgrounds voice actors was just engaged, like involved in a lot of Kerbifer, Chris Niosi's stuff.
Yes.
Noted piece of shit, Chris Niosi.
Yeah, noted fucker.
Noted fucker, sex creep who was so bad that he got kicked out of...
It's so... off Fire Emblem.
But anyways, so Kerbifer had a really long history of just really riding coattails. Like, everyone, he just surrounded himself with really successful people and made, like, mediocre content, and the popularity of the people around him was enough to, buoy him up.
Yeah,
but as those people experienced more mainstream success, he... did not, because he had the thing of, being a fucking sex pest for years and defending like rapists and helping close ranks. And so when Kira Buckland was announced to be the dub voice of Jolene in Stone Ocean, I quote tweeted it and I was like, Kerbifer in fucking shambles. And he got in my mentions for 3 tweets about this.
Fucking loser.
And he was like, actually, we in the voice actor community lift each other up and not tear each other down. And what you're doing, I can't believe you would attack someone like this. And he deleted all of them, so I don't have any evidence of this anymore. But there were a couple of screen caps. And also, funnily enough, when Kira Buckland announced that, Chris Niosi did reply to her tweet being like, wow, you've finally done it. You've given me reason to watch JoJo. Ha ha ha. And she has, as of this date, yet to like his reply to this.
Fucking owned.
Which is very funny to me.
Love that shit.
That's a snippet of internet drama. Fuck Chris Niosi.
Fuck Chris Niosi, stand to be.
The funniest thing in the world to me is the fact that the man who had like a fucking rock hard erection for everything Nintendo, like he did Brawl Taunts, he was like the lead on all of those, like the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo like Flash compilations, like all of that stuff, and he got kicked out of Smash.
Kicked out of Smash and Fire Emblem. We love to fucking see it.
It's delicious. Anyway, sorry for that digression. I just think about that a lot.
Oh, it's funny. I love it. So Tekadon Pog moments, right? Because they've flown too close to the joint fleet, whatever. Carta has her men fire upon them. And she's like, oh, what a shame we couldn't get to fight or anything. And then they're like, there's 2 signals now. So what's happening is they're essentially ramming forward using Brooks, the brewer's ship, as like the frontline decoy while they fly directly behind it so you can't pick it up right away.
Right.
Eugene does some fucking sick AV shit by telling Dante and Chad to plug him into both ships at once.
Multi-track drifting.
This is so fucking sick.
They're like, dude, don't just try and fucking look cool. But can you handle this? And he like does like he like thumbs his nose and is like, now is the time to look cool.
Some Pokemon rival type shit. This is some Gary Oak nonsense.
So sick. I love Eugene so much.
It's so good. And he uses Brook's ship. It eventually gets destroyed, but when it just gets destroyed, it blows up into like this gigantic cloud of, they call it nano mirror chaff.
They fucking glitter bomb Carta's fleet.
They glitter bombed it! Which just knocks out all of her sensors. And eventually, she just like tells everyone to like do a concentrated burst and like burn it all away. And she does. And by the time, they get visibility and look around, they see the Isaribi is like fucking ramming into the orbital base and like just basically like tears like
the penis ship, the penis ship, the Gladsheimer. They ram it and then they cut across the sphere at the front of it like halfway. It's so sick.
It's so fucking real. And this basically like, forces Carta's fleet to scramble and like they can't put all their resources into fighting them. It's a huge distraction. And like as he's kind of like passing the baton to the next phase of this operation, he asks Dante and Chad, "Am I cool?" As just a fucking comedy explosion of blood blasts out of his nose.
Right.
We cut over to the main Tekadon kids, Orga and Biscuit and Maribit, Atra, Kudelia, etc. They're on like a re-entry shuttle. They're getting ready to go to Earth. They've like taken advantage of the distraction that Eugene and the Isaribi have caused. But before they're able to go, Ayn and Gaelio show up because they kind of see through this whole
charade. I know how Mars rats operate. I've lived there.
We need to punish these children.
Yeah, these guilty children.
These my favorite fighting game series, Guilty Children.
I want Guilty Year babies. Like, please, April Arc System Works. Please, April 1st, announce Guilty Year babies, where you just play as all the characters, but like as babies.
Soul bad kid.
Soul baby.
Soul baby.
Soul baby.
They attack, of course. But before they can like actually like hurt everyone, Ozzy and Laughter show up.
Yeah, they're in the Roe.
The Roe, they basically explain, like, yeah, everyone knows what kinds of ships we use in the turbines, so they basically, like, use spare parts to make, like, these undercover suits that no one's really seen before, so they don't know, they can't tie it back to Naze and the turbines. They're called the Roe. They're cool. They're just dark gray. They have a fun face. They're normal-looking suits. Nothing, like, too out of the ordinary about them.
They look like regular guys.
Yeah, they're just regular guys. Kimaris is very, very fast. Mika's fighting him, but he's, like, having a lot of trouble.
Yeah, but Mika reads him like a fucking book. Baldwin's been downloaded. Fucking round one, Mika lost round one to gain info. Mika has now outsold. He absolutely fucking trounced him.
Yeah, he knows that Galileo has a Z crystal on him now. He knows how to draw that out. He
knows the cross up. He knows the cross ups in the corner. Baldwin will go for.
Yeah, Galileo charges him with the lance.
It's always the same shit. Mid, overhead, mid, low, mid, overhead, mid, low, mid. Every fucking time.
Yeah, he does a fucking like Daigo parry as as Galileo tries to round with the lance, and just like he has reactive armor, which is a fancy name for armor that pops off when it gets hit. Yeah. So he does that and pulls Galileo's lance away. Meanwhile, Ein is just completely trouncing Shino's ass because Shino has like this whole wire around him, and Ein is like, he's almost like puppeteering Shino because he's like telling him like, you can't use the Leviathan system if like your limbs are just tied down essentially.
Ein was like fucking straight up making up stories for what Crank did and how Tekken responded. He's like, oh, Crank must have tried to help you, but then you killed him. I hate you.
He's still on this bullshit.
Listen, it's the man who's important to him, but like he's just telling stories at this point.
He's just saying shit, and before he can like really hurt Shino, he notices that Gaileo's about to get got by his own lance. So Mika's about to like just point blank hit in the cockpit. Ein flies in and takes the hit for Galileo point blank right in the cockpit.
Right.
He's fucked up. We see a view from inside, and like it's dark and there's blood floating around. And
yeah, he's
Galileo
alive though.
Out. Yeah, he's alive. Critically, his like little cockpit pod pops out, and Gaileo's able to grab it and retrieve it.
Yep.
Carta's very mad about all of this.
Yeah, Carta's like, all right, let's send out RMS fleet, and they come out and they say, okay, do the snake formation, Sturm und Drang.
Yeah, they do a cool spin. These are Grey's Ritters. They're like fancier Greys. They have a nice teal color, teal, my favorite color.
And then an epic red suit comes out, and it's literally just Char.
It's just Char. This suit is I love this suit so much. It's called the Grim Gerda. It's a Valkyria frame suit, and it's just fucking sick.
Yeah, it's epic.
It's like red with like twin gold swords. I love it. Yeah. It's so cool.
Mika immediately clocks that this is McGillis, and I know you've said on multiple occasions that there are not new types in this one,
but
it's like, at what point, like, how? I don't think Mika's stupid, but I don't, like, his deductive reasoning has not seemed that strong. Like, I think there are people in Tekadon who could deduce, oh, this, that, and the other thing. This is probably McGillis, Montag, Chocolate Man. And I don't know how Mika sussed this out.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it reminds me a little bit of this one scene from the Gundam Wing OVA, Endless Waltz, where one of the main characters shows up in the suit, and he's just literally standing still in the middle of nowhere, just like firing a gun. And another character's like, oh, I recognize that fighting style. That must be Duo. And it's like, you recognize the fighting style of standing still and shooting, which is funny because, I mean, it literally is how he fights. But with this, it's like, haven't seen...
No, that's so funny, though. Just like, oh, standing in one place, just fucking blasting, that's gotta be Duo.
Yeah, it's so stupid. But, we haven't seen McGillis in a suit like this. We haven't seen McGillis fight with twin blades. Like, his Grace never did that, so I don't know how the fuck Mika did this. Like, I don't know. It's not new types, but it's something that is hard to explain that you just kind of have to hand wave away of like, yeah, Mika just pays a lot of attention, I guess.
It's very funny that McGillis is like, wow, your senses are incredible, and Mika's like, yeah, they're normal.
Yeah, I'm regular guy. I'm baby.
Regular little guy.
Yeah. Everyone's getting ready for re-entry now.
Yeah, Tekadon is now in free fall to Earth.
Yeah,
oh, go on.
The atmosphere is burning up around them. It's all red and glowy and shit.
Yeah. One of Carta's guys refuses to pull back despite the order and wants to stop someone, and this guy gets fucking owned by Mika and ridden down to Earth like in Sonic Adventure 2 or like in Triple X movie. Montauk hits the bricks. He's like, all right, I'll talk you later, guys. Bye.
Peace.
It's very funny that the guy that Mika kills to ride down to Earth, like right before he dies, is like, we cannot let space rats go to Earth.
You were instrumental in helping them go to Earth.
Well
done.
Quote from man actively getting killed by a space rat.
Yeah, I didn't think the leopards would eat my face.
This is when we get a flashback to baby Orga and Mika, and Orga's talking about like, oh, we got to go somewhere epic where we belong. Orga extends his extremely bloody hand for Mika to take, which Mika does, and Mika, despite having just killed a man, having blood on his hands, Mika's hands are actually spotless. Like, he does not have any, and it's just parallels to the start of the episode to me.
Yeah.
Like,
it's hands.
It's hands. One hands are spotless, but they are stained with blood, metaphorically.
Yeah.
One's hands are very dirty.
Mm-hmm.
From doing the shit.
Yeah. Do you get it?
Hands.
And Mika flashing back to this is what he's like resolves him to to survive, and this is what because at this point the reentry shuttle has communication's been cut off because they're descending to Earth, so they don't know if Mika's going to be okay, because if he didn't surf this mobile suit down like Sonic did, he would burn up and die. And I love this moment because the episode credit music plays, and as the windows open back up on the shuttle, they see Mika just fucking riding this thing down. It's so sick.
Yeah, it fucking rules.
And the last thing is Mika looking up at the sky and seeing his namesake, the crescent moon.
he does fucking soy jack at it.
Yeah, he does Leo point. That's me.
Yeah, that's me.
It's Mikazuki.
SpongeBob point.
Yeah. That's episode.
Let me find. I got too many notes with the Gundam summaries written on them. Okay, here we go. Now we're on to episode 20. Brother. Tekadon has finally arrived on Earth to meet with the representative from Arbrow they've heard so much about, Tokonosuke Makanai. In their meeting, they're informed that the actions they took on Dort led to the people there enshrining their rights, but also find out that Makanai has no real political power, as he's currently in exile. He hires Tekadon to escort him to the next Arbrow meeting so that he can be re-elected as a representative, but this drives a wedge between Biscuit and Orga. Biscuit, having recently learned that his brother Sabarin ended his own life after the events on Dort, is concerned with the lives of his comrades being lost in their struggle, and is worried that Orga isn't concerned enough. He threatens to leave Tekadon if they don't make plans to head straight back to Mars, and both boys are very sad about this conversation.
Oh, it's good.
They're doing a big sad.
They're frowny face, colon, left parentheses.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So
we're on the beach.
Yeah, we're on the beach. Finally, the Iron-Blooded Orphan beach episode I've been waiting for.
That's exactly what my notes are.
They're unloading everything. Ride falls in the water. It's like, ugh, salt.
This water sucks. It's sticky. I hate it. I want to go back to Mars.
Standing in the Wojak standing in the corner of the room.
Yeah,
the water's salty.
They don't know I hate it here.
They don't know I'm from Mars.
We do. It's all you talk about.
Barbados needs to be fixed up and can't really be piloted until it gets fixed up because a lot of it, a couple pieces fell off on entry.
Mm-hmm. You can't pilot a space-use mobile suit on Earth that well, turns out.
Yeah. Kudelia and Mika and Atra look up at the moon together, and it's sweet.
It's nice. We see a very strange old man show up.
And, he looks like he looks like Kum Hae-hyun from Guilty Gear. This man looks like his stomach will open up and there will be a small Korean child in there controlling them via a what the fuck does Kum Hae-yoon even like have? I don't even know what that is. Like, what is the intro? Are you familiar with this character at all?
Say the name again.
It's Kum Kum Hae-hyun, Haehyun.
Kum Hae-hyun. Loading image. Huh. It's like a cyber harp.
Yeah, it's yeah.
I don't know. I don't know enough about music, despite having a music podcast. But
yeah.
Anyway, it's similar vibes though. Makanai is. We know it's Makanai, but no one else here does. But Takiki's like, he's like, I don't know what the fuck this is, but he wants to see you, Orga. But so we get the OP. We cut back. Ayn is alive.
Ayn is A, alive, B, in the Lazarus pit that Takaki was in.
Yeah, he's soaking up that back to fluid.
Yeah.
The doctor says his organs aren't functioning and necrosis is beginning to set in. Seems bad. Seems
not good. And he's like, well, we can do some, like, we can make him mechanical. We can robotify him. And Baldwin was like, fucking, no, that's awful. No, biological or bust.
Mm-hmm.
He wants him to fight again. He wants him to avenge his supervisors. He can't die like this, not because of me.
Yeah, it's like Gaelio's really latched on to Ayn. It's good to see, you know. It's like we don't get a whole lot of him and Ayn like over the course of these episodes leading up to this, but like it's nice to see that he really cares about him, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, he blames himself for Ayn getting fucked up in the battle and everything. We cut back to the beach again. Ride, Takaki, and Yami, they're all sitting on the beach. Ride's complaining about the salty water again. Makes things so sticky. He wants to go back to Mars and Krisei and everything. It's just like, you're on Earth. Enjoy it.
Yeah, come on.
I want to go to the beach. I'll trade places.
They're like, oh, it's the end of our job, though. I wonder if we'll get a bonus. And Shino is excited about the reputation the gig will get him back on Mars. A lot of babes and so on. Laughter throws a Coke can at him, and it's that one the one meme of the guy getting a Coke bottle like thrown at his face. Have you seen? Yeah, you've seen this. Like Shino just grinning ear to ear, thinking about the babes he'll get, and then Laughter's Coke bottle mid-flight.
Speeding Coke bottle. Yes. Oh god, that's good. We cut to Eiko is talking about, you know, how they got the Rue to work on land, because like we see Yukinojo working on Barbatos and he's like, yeah, she's fucked. And they tell him that like they have some tricks that they want to try to like, you know, kind of tweak Barbatos to get it to work better. And I think Echo, it's either Echo or Lofter is like, it suit Mika more than the Muscle Man at least. And we cut immediately to Akihiro sneezing as the anime thing, and Shino's like, have you caught an earth cold?
Yes!
I love that earth cold.
Yeah. We cut to Makanai, one of Makanai's goons, like delivering onto them a fish, and nobody on Tekadon knows what a fish is.
They're just like, what the fuck is this
What
creature?
is this creature? Is this a declaration of war?
Yeah, I love it. It's so funny. It's just a flounder.
And then Laughter picks it up, like, ooh, flounder.
Yeah.
The delivery man also notices Mika's hedgehog spines, and he's like, yuckaroo.
Gross.
Because nobody on Earth has the Elia Vignana, nor do they have, like, you know, prosthetic legs like Yukinojo does.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm sure that you know, you can get a prosthetic leg on Earth, but not like not like the Yukinojo's prosthetic is like very rudimentary.
It's like Star Fox legs.
Honestly, like the way I interpret that leg, it's like it is like the modern day equivalent, or I guess the future day equivalent of like a peg leg.
Yeah. Just like, very utilitarian, simple. Yeah,
it you can stand on it. You can do a couple things you need to with it.
Yeah, it's like, and that's kind of it.
Yep.
Yeah. And you can just mention, you know, it's like reminds them of the war and everything like that. Once again, we see Gaelio, who's mad about Ayn's situation. This time he's Skyping McGillis, who's, I guess, un-Montag right now. He's back from vacation. He's wearing his normal regulatory clothes. And McGillis mentions, he's like, hey, you can give Ayn an Elia banana? And Gaelio is like, I'm gonna fucking puke, dude. Don't you dare say that again.
And then, because Gallarhorn has instilled in him a hatred of, quote, non-natural bodies for fear of them being used against Gallarhorn. And Miguel's like, what? Don't you want to save your bro, your homie, your special little guy?
Do it for your funny guy.
You have to do it for your little boy.
Gaelio, you must do this.
Your emotional support child murderer.
We cut to later that evening. The gang are getting ready to meet Makanai. Orga is like already a little suspicious of
Mhm.
like why it's taking so long for them to be able to meet him, because he was like, why is it so complicated? If it were going to be really as simple as just getting Kudelia to meet him, we'd be done already. We'd be leaving. We do cut back over. We get a scene of everyone
This scene
else.
is so cute. Everyone who is not Tekadon is really just digging into the flounder, and Tekadon is like, "What the fuck is this? This looks like
It's
shit.
so
I hate the
fucking
look of
funny.
it. This is so." And Mika is just like eating his Mars dates. What are they? Mars plums?
his Mars palms.
Mars palms. Yes, that's what it was. I knew it was a P word, but I couldn't figure out what it was. Mika's just like sitting there staring at it, just eating his Mars palms, and Atra comes up to like, "Hey, it was really scary to make this thing, but the turbines helped me, so eat it."
Yeah, it's fucking great. And like he refuses, and like Akihiro is so grossed out. Like everyone is like, ugh. It's funny because like, sure, they've never seen a live dead fish before. I imagine they're all grossed out.
Yeah. Listen, if you served me if I had only been eating vegetables and whatever the hell you eat on Mars, and you gave me something that had eyes, I'd be freaked out too.
Yeah, honestly.
They start talking about heading back to Mars, and Atra is like wistful about Kudelia becoming someone that they can't talk to.
Yeah. Like you think that once she's world famous, she'll forget about her original friends?
I just want to say I'm really excited for this story, for us to be done with this, so that I can go on AO3 and look at Atra Kudelia fics, because I want this in my life.
We cut over to Makanai's like,
Yes.
little water house place. It's Orga, Biscuit, Maribit, and Kudelia.
Yes.
They're meeting with Makanai, and Orga's like really nervous about just being there because they're like, Gjallarhorn could attack at any moment. And Makanai explains, actually, no, all of the Earth's economic blocks fucking love you guys.
Yeah, he takes a big bite of cereal and says Gjallarhorn will not come here.
Yeah. And he basically explains that actually the unions did work out an agreement with the government, and like they actually got rights and everything. So despite the bloodshed, it like worked out for the best. And Kudelia's like, what the fuck? I did it?
I did this shit on concrete?
I did that. And it's like, it's colored a little bit.
She did the left at London. She did the left at London behind the.
I did that.
I did that.
And like, it's colored a little bit of like, it's also good for business because he mentions how the conditions, things got a little bit worse for Dort after the conflict, but for everyone else, they ended up making more money from it.
Right. The African Union, which Dort is like a satellite of, did not like the monetary hit there, but that frees up market space for other people to move in on. Good money.
Yeah, because right now they're in the Oceanian Federation, where Makanai's shack is. So he's like, so they're going to protect you because
Makanai's Sandals Island Resort.
His timeshare.
Yeah, he went to a 3-hour long insurance presentation to get that timeshare.
Yeah, and he's like, "Shit, Chief, this sounds good to me. Sign me up."
Yeah.
So he tells Kudelia, he's like, "You know what? You're here. I'd love to help you free Mars, but and I may have forgot to mention this crucial piece of information."
Now, Skip, I want to address the issue. You know that I am sympathetic to the plight of the people of Mars. But!
Unfortunately, I have no power at all.
But!
They all hate my guts.
Yeah. But Tokonosuke Makanai is a fucking chump, Skip. He will let you down, Skip. It's just that fucking that clip of him that minute and a half long clip of Stephen A. Smith disparaging the Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys that they played like the day after the Dallas Cowboys fucking shit their way out of the playoffs.
I love it. Fucking legendary. Orga immediately snaps at him, of course, and Kudelia almost does too. But he's like, but there's ways to turn this around.
That might be a simple solution, my boy.
My boy. He's fucking stroking his beard all smart like. He mentions there's a General Assembly meeting to elect Arbrow's leader. He can be elected there and help Kudelia. He's very certain that he'll be elected if he gets brought
right,
there, so.
I'm like staring at this where it's like step 1, I am in exile. Step 2, we go to the election and I am reelected. Step 3, they love me enough to reelect me. Step 4, profit.
Yeah, it's like, presumably, because we know, I forget, he mentions the current leader, and it's like that pink-haired woman we saw in that one scene who was talking to Isnario Farid. So what I think happened is like, Gjallarhorn kind of ousted him and set up her as the leader. So like, if it's like a truly democratic process, everyone loves him and knows that he was kind of ousted that way. So if he returns, they'll elect him unanimously because they all loved him more than the pink-haired lady.
I'm sure this will go swimmingly because there is only 4 episodes left in this entire series, and there's not a second season.
Yeah, 4 episodes to get to Edmonton.
Yep.
Yeah. By the way, they're gonna have to go to like the other fucking side of the world.
Yeah, it's that. Is that how far away it was? I did not realize how far away, like where they are and where they were going was.
Well,
I've got no real sense. I've got no real. I mean, I'm absolute dog shit at geography. I do not think I have won a worldle yet. Like that was not like one of the Netherlands or or like I don't know when they did Ukraine like 2 days after the Russia invaded. I was like, well, that one's easy, I guess.
It's like, he's in the Oceanian Federation, right?
Yes.
So, not other side of the world, but like, they're going from Australia to... They're going from like, presumably like the Southwest Pacific to like Eastern Canada. Right, yeah. I'm still not used to this, like, anytime Gundam goes to, like, Earth and I have, like, actual, like, landmarks I can look at, I get really thrown out of proportion, because it's always, like, this is supposed to be completely nebulous to me. I'm supposed to not have any idea of how far away these things are. It's supposed to be, like, space place to space place transport. Oh, Western Canada, just kidding, not Eastern.
Okay,
so, yeah, it's like West Central Canada was where Edmonton is. This is in Alberta. But it's simple as
it's free. It's just free money.
It's free real estate.
It's
just
free money.
Like the timeshare he's in.
Yeah, it's free money, and the Pikuniku song starts playing.
Yeah. But he's also like making very thinly veiled threats at Orga too, because he's like, well, you guys can't leave Earth anyway. Like you're stuck here. How are you going to get off Earth? Gjallarhorn knows where you are, and it would be pretty easy for them to just be called here and radio of your location. Anyway, think about my kind offer. Goodbye.
Yeah. Very, very, very. I am not threatening you. I'm.
As he opens one eye, very like intensely.
Right, he's just been like a doddering old man with both of his eyes closed. Yeah. Like, oh yes, thank you, Tekadon. I've been wanting to do this half metal deregulation myself. But don't think about leaving.
Fucking lunatic old man. They're all still mad about this, obviously, and they're like all meeting later in the mess hall, I guess. Kudelia is telling everyone, like, don't worry about it. Like, I'll figure this out. You guys brought me here. You guys can lay low and I'll work on everything. And as she says this, we get a call from the Isaribi.
It's Eugene.
We learned that
everybody's okay.
It's Eugene! Yay! Everyone's fine. Hammerhead and the Isaribi are being like harbored by the Oceanian Federation in space. Because again, they're protecting them. They love them. They love that they're bringing them profit more than anything else, obviously.
Right.
Eugene mentions that he has a message for Biscuit. But we don't get any of that yet. And we cut to later that night. Orga is like talking to Naze through, the Skype. This is like active. This isn't like how it was in that one episode. This is like, active communication.
Yeah. I'm glad to see that Skype did not drop the ball like they did for the pandemic. Like when the Calamity War happened, they made sure they were the first one for those long distance communications.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have Zoom in this timeline.
This is such a mundane thing to be talking about, but I think genuinely once a week about how Skype fucked everything so badly.
It's so funny.
Like literally comes pre-installed on like, I don't know. Would you say that Windows makes up maybe like 70% of computers, give or take? Like just in terms of what OS is on them, maybe like 60%. I don't know what like the Linux and iOS lineup is, but like a majority of computers out there just have this thing installed as default. This has been the de facto voice chat for like a decade at this point, and then they just didn't.
They fucking wanged it.
Now I have to install fucking Zoom when my teacher's kid gets sick.
God.
I have to learn from home.
Wild. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So Orga's Skyping Naze. Talking about the deal. And like Orga, he considers McMurder's feelings for all of this. Mm-hmm. And Naze is like, hey, don't worry about business here. Follow your gut. I'm your big bro. Like, do what you think is right. And Orga says his gut tells him to take Makanai up. Like because his whole thing is like they still need to make a name for themselves. Like if they back down and leave and head back to Mars without fully completing the job and taking Kudelia to Edmonton now, like, they'll be able to like kind of go by with small jobs, but who knows how long that'll last. If they do this, they can become like real heroes and like they can be a well-known name.
He wants Tekadon to become Jeff Gerstmann voice bigger.
bigger. Naze likes it. You know, he's in. He's like, all right, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, you kind of expect him to be like, well, this seems kind of reckless. But he's like, no, I love that this is reckless. Fuck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, Naze definitely not a man concerned with recklessness.
I'm a good older brother.
And Orga goes and sits with Biscuit on the beach and is like, hey, we're taking Makanai's request. And he's like, you know, it's the same risk either way, so if it's a bigger reward, why not? And Biscuit's like, no, I want to go home. And this point in my notes, say, oh, he's fucking dead next episode.
Yeah, this is when you start to realize, huh?
Yep.
And Orga's like, no, like, we need to make a name for ourselves. And you know, Biscuit says what I said, essentially, like, you're being reckless. People are going to get killed because you want to gain glory. You know, you want to make a name for ourselves.
Please, for once in your life, do not take the most dangerous path.
Yeah. And Biscuit says, if you take up Makanai's offer, I'm going to quit. And Orga, this is a complete fucking shock. And we kind of learn in narration as this happens that Biscuit's message from Sovereign is like a goodbye note, essentially. Like we get we get like a scene, like a sort of silhouette scene of back on Dort, of two of the Union members like going into this like warehouse building, and like you know, it's obvious what happened. You see Sovereign's legs as the camera pans up. Pretty bad. So poor Biscuit.
Yeah.
And Orga goes after this to meet with Maribit. He's like, kind of like, you know, it's nice, like how often he confides in her now. And it's not like it's just like she's a mother figure to him almost now.
Yeah.
It's quite nice. And, you know, he tells her everything about Makanai and Biscuit, and she explains Sovereign's note.
It's nice, but it's also a little bit like, I don't know. I guess, like, I don't know. Like, this is the most adult woman that we have encountered in this series yet, right? Because, like, what? Nanse's wives are, like, I'm going to say, like, 20s, give or take?
20s, maybe early 30s, sure.
Like, Maribit's probably, like, what? In her late 30s, 40s?
I'd say late 30s, yeah.
Like, just gets aboard the ship and is immediately just like, well, these young boys, they're reckless teens. I will mom them all. And
yeah,
I like her. I'm not too pressed about it, but it's just a little, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at the same time, I think this scene is nice because it's like Orga actively going to her.
It is a really nice scene. I'm not trying to rain on this scene in general. I just want some more out of Maribit aside from being like an emotional just like an emotional parental like. I don't mind her being this if I experienced more of her doing other things.
Sure.
I feel like we were introduced with our introduction to Maribit was her helping take care of Orga, like when he was puking his guts out. The next thing is like her and Orga like having a little argument about like her being there to like, you know, spy on them and like, but like I don't know. Maybe I'm out of my ass here. I just feel a little bit. I want to see more out of Maribit, and I'm excited. I'm sure that I will see more out of Maribit. I'm just, yeah. But anyways,
this scene is not developed right now.
Yeah, this scene is good though. I do like the scene a lot.
Yes, it's nice. The next scene is Atra and Mika. They go to visit Kudelia. They bring her a fish because she hasn't eaten in a while, and she's like, "Oh hell yeah, fuck yeah, this rules." Like, look, if someone brought me a fully cooked fish, I would be extremely happy too.
Yeah,
she says on this Friday in Lent. Time to eat my sacrificial meal of penance, this gigantic fish platter.
Yes. Cordelia's like, oh, it's my dad's favorite meal. And Mika's like, don't eat it if you don't like. And Audrey just like glares daggers at him.
Yeah, do not feed her a Mars palm, asshole.
Do not, yeah. No Mars palms, please. Let her eat fishy.
let her eat fish. Famous quote from Marie Antoinette.
Yes.
So, meanwhile, Biscuit's talking to Yuki Nojo. Like, Yuki Nojo is the one Biscuit's confiding in. Like, conversely from Orga to Maribit. And Yuki Nojo kind of explains, like, you know, Tekadon's been getting by, but they haven't been getting by through luck. Like, it's been the combined efforts of everyone pushing forward. Like, Orga's might be being reckless, but at the same time, like, everyone is coming together to ensure that all of everyone's plans are, like, enacted safely. So maybe you should go back and talk to Orga about this. You know, right. Communication, what a concept.
Yeah.
And the last bit before the episode ends is like Orga's continuing to talk to Maribit, and they get a call from Makanai, who, long and short of it, is like, oh yeah, Carda's after their asses. Turns out that she has, like, since her family is the most important of the 7 stars, like, she has a lot of, like, sway, and she can basically say, hey, I'm gonna get these boys that you're protecting, and they just simply have to say, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
Trouble in paradise. Anything else you have for this episode, Sarah?
No, just Carta issue. Great name.
Carta's issues.
She sure got him.
She sure got him.
Episode 21. To their place of return.
Let's go! As Tekadon prepare to fight against Carta's forces, Kudelia contacts Montag and has him prepare transport for them to get to Edmonton. Orga and Biscuit both want to hash things out together, but they decide they'll talk about it after the battle, with both of them privately confiding in Maribit and Yuki Nojo about the other, seemingly wanting to make up with each other. The next morning, the battle begins, as Mika, Akihiro, and Shino fight off air troops while Ozzy and Laughter fight off sea troops. Tekadon used Makanai's house as bait to destroy all of the fleet's mobile workers and foot soldiers, and things are looking up until Carta notices Orga's command mobile worker and charges it. In an effort to protect Orga, Biscuit flings him off the worker and is attacked by Carta, ending with him crushed under the debris. As Tekadon safely make it to shore to the transport ships and the fighting stops, Biscuit dies while telling Orga of his future wishes. Episode 21! We did it!
Yeah.
We made it.
Made it to the fabled episode 21. I was always right. Let it be said. I called this shot.
Yeah, you did. But at what cost?
The thing is that, like, I'm in pain about this, but, like, I think about the other characters that, like, I thought might have been in danger based on this, and, like, the other characters I thought might be on the might get on the short end of the stick in this episode 21 were, like, Eugene or Atra, and I love Biscuit, don't get me wrong, but, like, of those three, Biscuit's definitely the one where I'm like, whew, thank goodness.
This one hurts the least.
Yeah, it still hurts a lot, but it's like, this could have hurt worse, and I'm sure that at least one of those two characters will fucking be paced before the series is over.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, the only way to find out is through.
Exactly. Famous line of Sarah. She said it.
Yeah. It's mine and Orga's catchphrase.
The episode starts out.
Me in season 5 of Roy League with Bisharp staring down like 5 Mons, and it's like Ironhead flinches are the only way out is through with 7 Ironhead flinches. I need this.
You play the fucking IBO theme.
I need this man to go Togadamaru mode.
He will never go Togadamaru Makanai mode. So
fuck
episode
yes,
starts out.
I want Togadamaru with Makanai's beard on my desk by Monday morning.
So the episode starts out waving the first of many, many death flags for poor Biscuit Griffin, as we see Mars, Cookie, and Cracker. They're tending to the cornfield, and they look at a contrail wondering if Biscuit's on it, and they're like, no, he's on Earth still, and they hope he's doing well. And one of them is like, do you think they have corn on Earth? And the other's like, ew, Earth corn, and they have a cute laugh about it.
Yeah. Biscuit's just chilling and sitting on the beach, and he's remembering about threatening to quit, but he's like, I should talk about it with Orga, though. And he's wondering about Cookie and Cracker. But Mikazuki is here, and he's like, hey, Gallarhorn's here. Just, like, completely deadpan. It's very funny.
It's good.
Orga like requested Biscuit by name to help draw up plans, and Biscuit's like, Mikazuki, and then we get the
OP. After that, we cut. Everyone's prepping the suits. They can like see the Gallarhorn ships. They're just like regular looking like aircraft carrier type things.
Yeah.
They're all advancing to the island. Makanai kind of talks about how they pissed the Issue family off. They're the most powerful of the 7 stars, so they have the sway to be able to attack despite the Ushi and the Federation harboring them. Orga finally formally tells Makanai and Kudelia that like he's going to take him to Edmonton. He'll take up the offer, but Orga's like, but it's going to cost you, old man. And Makanai loves this shit. He's like, fuck yeah, I'll pay it. Because like they don't have a choice at all, obviously, but it's still the formality of him accepting is there despite being coerced into doing it. Kudelia says she's going to go get his ship ready. She asks Orga to take care of the fighting with Tekadon, obviously. And we get a scene. The boys are all eating, their meal before the fighting. Shino's talking to Yamagi about how they're going to be on the run from Gallarhorn forever. He's scared. Yamagi's the one saying this, by the way. Yeah. Yamagi's, he's like, I don't want to live in fear of... He's being a real doomer about it. And Shino's like, hey, with us, we're going to blow all our enemies away. Like, you're not going to have anything to worry about.
Yeah, we're going to absolutely clap Gallarhorn's cheeks.
we're gonna roast him and no one's gonna die.
And he's
looking
like,
into the camera.
He says, "Worry about the future after we leave here. We can't do shit while we're here."
Yeah.
We also get a shot of Ride and Takaki setting charges on the bridge on Makanai's Sandals Beach Resort.
Yeah. His timeshare, he's not done paying it off yet.
Yeah. It's very fun. It's very fun to me that these bridges are structurally sound enough to carry the weight of many mobile workers at once.
Yeah, that's some thick wood they're using.
Yeah, it's the fucking the Hayato Memorial thick bridge.
We're using that Karaba wood.
Damn, that's a thick ass bridge. That's what Makanai said the first time he saw it.
Damn, Sandals, y'all know how to build a timeshare. Let's see.
The Hayato Karaba Memorial thick ass bridge.
It's just completely wrong timeline. I love it.
Listen. The stories of the thickness of Hayato Karaba transcend timeline and generations. It's like how every timeline of fiction across all time has some mention of Excalibur in it, and Arthurian legend.
I mean, hey, it is funny. I think Gundam Seed, one of the big swords they use is Excalibur in that, so you're not wrong.
Yeah. Arthurian legend is something that finds its way into so many stories. In the same way, the tale of thick ass boy Hayato Karaba.
God.
It even made its way into our universe with the thick ass noodles that they serve at Karaba's Italian Grill.
God, they do. I miss Karaba's. Fuck Olive Garden. Karaba's where it's at. Drawing the line in the sand. So, Kudelia tells Makanai that she's arranged a ship. We learn that she contacted Montag, and not Toto is talking to Montag after Kudelia, or maybe Montag's just,
I can't believe Toto is still in this fucking show.
How is he still around?
I don't. The fact that he's around and B with McGillis somehow. I don't get how Toto wound up with Montag, because I'm sure it was explained in 2 lines in episode 12 or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how he went from being sent to Gallarhorn as a funny prank to I know how it happened, because I'm sure McGillis was just I can use this piece of shit. But
mm-hmm.
How did it how was that facilitated in I don't know. I feel like Gallarhorn would not just give up a prisoner they got and be yeah, here, we'll take this guy. we'll give this guy away.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very weird. It's they needed an excuse. I don't know. It doesn't make any fucking sense. But he's there. He's just there for McGillis to exposit to, and it's they're talking about how Kudelia has him wrapped around his finger, and this is what Makanai thinks about, and Montag he just kind of finds it amusing that she's trying to boss him around, but he's obviously going along with it. He's gonna get her the ships that she asks for. Later on, Orga's talking with Biscuit. Finally, he has his battle map ready, looking at the island and everything. And they both, more death flags of them saying they want to talk it out, but they're going to wait till after the fighting, after, everyone's safe and everything's over.
Yeah.
And Orga is Biscuit, you never complained about all my plans when we were kids. Why is it coming out now? And Biscuit's I certainly did complain. You just didn't listen to me.
Yeah, you just ignored me. You said, I don't hear that shit.
Yeah.
And Orga's damn, I haven't changed. And now you want to quit? This is all my fault.
Yeah.
But then Biscuit walks into the loading bay and is I can operate. Yukino is hey, what's going on? Everything okay? And Biscuit's even I can operate a mobile worker. And Yukino just I met with Orga, idiot.
Yeah.
and Biscuit's we'll talk when we leave the island. It'll be fine. I will have time. I will definitely leave the island. I mean, he did leave the island.
He left the island, all right.
Spiritually.
He did the fucking JoJo's yellow cloud ghost flying up.
Yeah.
Yukino slaps the AV avocado over his port so he can hop into the mobile worker.
Yes.
And there's a cute line here.
Go on.
There's a cute line where Biscuit's he says we need to think one step ahead. And Yukino just you said we. So it kind of seems like Biscuit's already resigned to stay with Tekadon.
Yeah.
By using the language we instead of they. It's cute. It's nice.
And Orga meets with Maribet and he's lamenting that he couldn't even bring himself to tell Biscuit that he wants him to stay outright.
Yeah.
And he can't express his feelings. He's gay. And Meribit's like, you still have many chances to say it, which, lol, Lamau.
Raise your flag, and the flag is a death flag.
Yeah. He's retiring in 2 days, but after his retirement, he'll have plenty of time. even though he's getting married tomorrow.
Yeah, it's just fucking all manner of flags. So it's the next morning now.
Yep, and
you see the fleet approaching.
This is so fucking funny. So Carter's fleet rolls in, and the captain. I did not write his name down because he wants to avenge his brother Orlis, who died in the first episode, and his name is just like it's Orlis, but with a letter in front of it. I don't remember what it is, and my notes just call him Borlis and Norlis and Jorlis and Corliss and Lorlis because it's the same exact guy, but the hair swoop is just going in a different direction.
It's strong genes. Yeah, it's Orlis. It's Corliss Stencha.
Corliss, thank you. Borlis.
My favorite Pokemon character to work with the enemy team.
Corliss.
So he's doing this for vengeance, whatever the fuck. They start firing artillery at the island.
They fire off their opening salvo of bombs.
Mm-hmm. It's fine, doesn't hit anyone. Akihiro is using like the big ass smooth bore rifle that Mika used way earlier. And he misses, and the girls are like, "Hey, idiot, gravity." And Mika's like, instead of thinking about math when you fire, just think about your AV port, just sense it. And Akihiro's like, I understand now.
Yeah, I don't think, I feel. Heidelin spoke to him.
Think, feel, shoot. And he does it, and he's dual wielding these gigantic guns too. It rules. And he hits one of the ships. It's Corliss' ship. It like starts to take on water.
Think, feel, shoot. That's some good shit.
Think, feel, shoot. That's what Final Fantasy 16 is about.
Yeah.
So the fighting's beginning. They're taking on like the suits approaching from the ocean just fine, but unexpectedly, some suits from the air start coming down. These are more of Carta's Grace Ritters. The boys are essentially going to fight the air units as Ozzy and Laughter and the Rue are fighting the sea units who are trying to approach the island. Mika sees like the only weapon he really has left is this big ass, is the fucking Uchi, and he's like, I don't want to use this. I don't know how to use this yet. And he looks between like the box and just sees the fucking gigantic wrench, and he's like, this is gonna work.
I can use.
For the Master Grade Barbatos, you can actually buy an options pack, or you used to be able to from Premium Bandai, not anymore, unless you want to pay an exorbitant fee, but like you could buy an options pack that comes with a bunch of like the extra armor that Barbatos uses in these scenes, and also this big comedy wrench.
That rules. That fucking rules.
It's so good. They're all fighting like on the landing strip. Carta lands and like, does the Ginyu Force pose. And like as they pose, Akihiro fucking domes the second to the last suit,
right,
and like it doesn't damage it. It just knocks like part of like the suit's head armor off. But like he's like,
would I let her shoot now? It's like it's so fun. It's just like. It feels like
a gag.
It's the classic joke of like, why does the monster simply not punch Usagi while she's mid transformation sequence?
Yeah, it's very cute. I love it. Yeah. It's just like a weird gag that doesn't really feel out of place, honestly. But they begin fighting, and like they're completely kicking ass. Mika is just crunching dudes with this mace, or with this wrench.
Yeah, because all of Carta's guys like go in swords out, and they just get fucking crunched and punched and.
Yeah, it's like we have guns. Okay.
Yeah.
We get to see Akihiro's trick at one point. Because like he's out of shots with his guns. He doesn't, he can't fire anymore. And we see the visor of the Gusion. It kind of like slides back and to the side, and like it actually reveals the eyes because it was in like scope mode before. And the two fucking like Gara gourd pods on either shoulder open up to show two extra arms with axes in hand. I fucking love this.
It's so good.
It's like, say what you will about the Gusion rebake, but like I like forearms on a suit. And also, so this is
I think most suits have forearms.
This is actually fun trivia I learned not too long ago, like a couple days ago. The reason it's called the Gusion rebake is specifically because it is a coffee-colored suit, and rebake is like a term for a way to roast coffee beans.
Oh,
it's weird. It does
look a little coffee-esque, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's coffee with a nice amount of creamer in it. It's how I like my coffee.
Thinking about the Gusion when I go to work tomorrow.
Brew a nice cuppa.
Yeah, here, have a cup of Gousillon. Give me a tip.
Have a cup of...
tip, folks, tip your baristas. This is my...
Tip your baristas.
Honestly, tip everybody. Like, when I was in college, I was a really shit tipper. Like, I would regularly order delivery and just not tip or give a very small tip. And so, now that I'm out of college and I have, like, much more disposable income, I am tipping wherever I can. And this is including places I do not... That tipping is not, like, you know... common. Like, I don't know, there's a nice guy at the Burger King near me, and he's like very personable whenever I go for drive-through, and he'll like be like, oh, how's your day going? Oh, I hope you're having a great one. And like and I will, like, I'll toss him like a buck or two, which is like, you don't fucking, that's not tip position, but I'll tip it. Fuck it, tip everyone. If someone does you a service, tip them.
Yeah, it's simple. This is a WoW Cool Robot command.
Wow, Cool Robot order number one.
Order number one. Rule number one of WoW Cool Robot. Tip everyone.
Tip everybody. I'm sending Max $5 on Venmo after the podcast as thanks for podcasting.
It's just us sending $5 back and forth until we finish the show.
Microcosm of the furry ecosystem.
Yeah, it's the economy. He just keeps it all there.
Yeah.
God, what a good tweet that was. So we see Orga and Biscuit. All the boys are doing recon. They're in, like, Orga's in command mode, which just means he's shirtless, but he has a scarf still.
Yes.
Peeking out the top of a mobile worker.
He's got 1.5x speed.
Yeah.
But he can only choose the first move he selects.
We see that Galahorn have taken the bait, and they're like trying to infiltrate Makanai's like boathouse, river house, ocean house, whatever, the water house.
They're trying to infiltrate the Sandals timeshare.
Yeah, the timeshare. They bust in, and like the bombs that Riot had placed, they go off, and like without a hitch, like everyone just gets blown the fuck up. Like all of the land troops are gone, all their mobile workers are gone. The fighting continues,
and Makanai this is when like Makanai and most of the other Tekadon folks that are not actively engaged in combat get to the beach for their. They're loading in the fucking World War II boats, and Makanai is like, you're very epic. You're all children. That's funny.
You orphans have iron blood. How curious.
Strange.
Why is he turning into Tim Curry?
I don't know what his voice is.
I'm going to escape the one place where capitalism can't touch. Edmonton.
No, my timeshare.
Oh God. They continue to fight on the airstrip, and like Shino almost falls for their own trap. Fucking Looney Tunes ass, just hole in the ground that you walk in that blows up and you fall into it.
We get like Ozzy and Laughter fighting in the seawater against some of the water the troops coming by sea, and Ozzy's like, Eiko said not to get these wet with seawater, and Laughter like catches someone trying to hit her. Is like, don't damage Amida's machine. She'll get mad at me, and like slams him to the ground.
I love it. Just seawater everywhere. It's weird that, I don't know, it's like, it's not really consequential. Like, they don't get fucked up because of seawater. It's just like a little thing.
Yeah. Mikazuki and Kata are squared up in the 1v1, and she is not happy about all her guys getting owned, and so as penance for this, she sees the mobile worker that's got Orga on top of it, and is like, oh, I will strike at this. Her two remaining guys hold Mikazuki back while she, while Biscuit and Orga try and run away, and Biscuit, like, Orga just tells Orga to let go of, like, the handles, and just, like, shimmies the machine in a way to, like, launch him off of it, and just gets fucking sliced in twain.
Yeah, like, Carter just blasts this fucking mobile worker.
Yeah.
And like, we see Biscuit, like, he's lying in a heap under the wreckage. Like, it's like just his entire lower half is covered in blood. Orga's like lying on the ground beaten up too, and Mika sees this, and like his pupils fucking shrink, and he goes beast mode. Like, because Carta's approaching Orga, and he's on the ground, and she's in a mobile suit. She's about to kill him, and he fucking like literally opens the wrench and like pinches her graze it, and just starts fucking trashing it.
Like, eventually grabs the graze by the head and just like lifts it over his head, slams it to the ground like a deconstructed suplex.
Yeah, it is the only way to suplex on a Gundam, I suppose. Yeah, but she's just fucking completely trash. She's not dead. Like, she's fine.
She's alive, just owned. Biscuit's Orga is limping towards Biscuit, and Biscuit is like alive, but barely. He is in two pieces.
Yeah, it's...
He's like, I can't die here. When it's all over, I'll go back to Mars. Cookie and Cracker, I'm gonna put them in school. And Orphans in Space. What's the track? It's Orphans no...
Orphans no Namida.
Yeah, Orphans no Namida kicks in, and I'm just fucking like, damn it. Biscuit's like, I can't die. I don't want to die. I have my promise with Orga. And Biscuit reaches out a hand to Orga to be held for the last moments of his life, and he fucking dies.
Yeah, he fucking dies, and it begins to rain, and like Orga just this bestial scream at the sky.
Yeah.
Biscuit. And that's episode 21.
Yeah, Tekudon gets in the boats and gets ready, and Kudelia is like doing a prayer, like, please let everybody be okay. And like, baby girl, I'm sorry, I don't know how to tell you this, but
they're not all okay.
Not everyone's okay.
Oh god, that shit hurted.
God. I'm really curious where the show is going next after this, just because it's like, I'm curious what is going to be the stopping point of episode 25, because like, I don't know, is 4 episodes enough for them to get to Edmonton and like do all this and I just have no idea what this show looks like. I kind of expected them to be on a journey to Earth a lot longer than they were, and them getting here is like, well, all right.
Yeah, I mean, we are going to find out next week, because next week's going to be a slightly larger episode.
Jumbo-sized spicy big episode, yeah.
Yeah. I figured since like IBO is a much more, because like a lot of the other Gundam series are like 50-ish episodes long, but they don't have like season breaks like this does. So I figured it'd make more sense to just like end on the season finale. And,
yeah,
like,
100%.
Like how it would have been. So we'll find out next week if they do make it to Edmonton. It'll be fun.
Yeah. They're gonna go to Alberta. They're gonna go to trying to remember things about. I'm trying to like summon things about Edmonton that I know anything about. They're gonna go see an Oilers game.
They're gonna listen to Alberta Advantage podcast.
Yep. That's about all I got.
Third Canadian thing.
Well, I know more Canadian things, but like I wanted to specify Edmonton. Like I don't.
Yeah. Flex our knowledge.
Yeah. They're gonna go to
In the meantime,
yeah.
But before next week, Sarah, I believe you have something for me here.
I do. I have a Beyond Toon World, a tremendous Beyond Toon World here.
You're going to love this. Trust me. Beyond Toon World!
I did not pick this. I picked Karda just because I like her. I think she's funny. I did not realize that she was voiced by the Inoue Kikuko. Like one of the most storied voice actors in anime since like the 80s till now. Like just so many fucking like, okay, here's what I've got for you, and there were also a couple others that I saw while I was compiling that are just like, so to start off with her earliest like big role, you've got Kasumi Tendo from Ranma 1/2 from 1989 and 1992. Already just huge. Belle Dandy from Oh My Goddess in 1993. Chianti from Detective Conan, which is not really a major character, but I just want to shout it out because I want to shout out Detective Conan.
Yeah, I love Detective Conan.
She is a Gundam alumni because in Mobile Suit Gundam 08th Mobile Team, she was Aina Sahalin in 96.
Oh, that's like a main character of that, I believe.
Yeah, she is a lot of. I was showing I was showing her Wikipedia. I have never seen as many like blue character names on a voice actor's wiki before.
Mm-hmm.
F-Zero GP Legend, she was one Jodie Summer in 2003.
Yeah.
In Higurashi anime, 2006-2007, she was Akane Sonozaki, which I believe that means she would also have been the voice actor for the visual novel itself, which I just want to double check that out of curiosity. Yeah, she was Akane in all of the Higurashi stuff, which is, that character is playing an important role in the chapter I'm reading right now.
Hell yeah.
She voiced someone named Cecile Crumi in Code Geass.
Oh, mech anime name.
Yep. In 2009, in Umineko, she voiced Virgilia, which I believe also meant she would have voiced the Virgilia character in the visual novel.
Mm-hmm.
In the Super Sonico animation, she voiced Sonico's grandmother in 2014.
Tremendous. I wonder if she has horny anime figures of her.
In 2018, in Cells at Work, she voiced the Macrophage, which was the if you remember any of the designs from that show, it was the woman with the big flowy dress who was constantly covered in blood from killing viruses. And
tremendous.
The two huge recent roles is that in Guilty Gear, she is the voice of one Ino, the epic guitar witch, and in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Do you know who she was in Full Metal Alchemist?
Let me think.
I want you get one guess at this. Just one major female character voiced by Inoue Kikuko, voice of Ino, voice of all these characters.
Lust?
She was in fact Lust in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Fuck
yes.
yeah!
Sniped it.
Fuck yeah! Oh my god, that rules.
Right. Yeah, fucking, and she's great in this too. I'm really loving her.
Yeah, holy shit. Inoue Kikuko, I am saluting.
Yeah.
What see, I love the banger Beyond Toon Worlds.
Sorry, just scrolling down her movie roles now. In Kiki's Delivery Service, she played the role of beautiful designer girl.
Oh, so true.
That's just funny to me.
I love that. I love just random, like, woman 3.
Yeah. I just realized I completely missed the video game section. Are you familiar with Philia Felice from the Tales games?
I mean, I'm familiar with the Tales game, but not the specific character.
Not Philia Felice. Okay. Rosemary in Metal Gear Solid 2.
Okay.
The boss in Metal Gear Solid 3.
Fuck yeah!
Sorry that I missed these. I was only looking at her anime roles, but oh my god, yeah.
One for the gamers.
Yeah. She was Alex Kidd in Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed.
Tremendous. Good work.
And she was the voice of Heidelin!
What? Think, feel, shoot!
What the fuck? What the fuck? No, this kid,
oh my god!
I think it looks like she was only the voice of Heidelin from Endwalker on, but still, think, feel, shoot.
Think, feel, shoot. Holy moly, that's good.
Shouts out, Kikuko. Thank you for everything.
Saluting with both my hands, like Gusion does. My goodness.
Yeah, I'm doing the double fisted salute.
Yeah,
just like back and forth, both hands, like I'm a robot doing a chopping animation.
Yeah. Fuck yeah! Oh my god, love that.
Oh. Yeah.
Good Beyond Hero. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah. Just picked her out of a hat. Did not realize who that voice was.
Yeah, damn.
I like her. She's funny.
Funny. Let's see. Do we do plugs first, or do we do Robot of the Week first?
I think it's Robot of the Week first, and it's your turn for Robot of the Week?
It's my turn for Robot of the Week. Well, I've begun to play the wonderful game of Kirby Forbidden whatever the fuck. Boku no favorite Nintendo franchise. And if I'm gonna pick a robot from Kirby, I already said Robobot, so I'm gonna pick, you know what? Fuck it. A car is a robot. It's a mechanical thing you control.
Yes.
So I'm gonna pick the half of Car B, when Kirby goes Malfa mode on that car. I'm gonna pick the cute little car that you overtake to become Car B, because it's like the first thing you do in the game in like the very first introductory level. And when you do it and you like drive to this bridge to end the level, it plays this like a real song a la Mario Odyssey. And it's just like this very nice like Japanese song of like, having fun in a new world. This is the new dreamland, follow your dreams. And it's just like, made me quite emotional. I love Kirby. It's always exciting when there's a new Kirby game out. And I'm excited to have more adventures with my fun car robot.
Mm-hmm.
Love Kirby. Funny little guy. Pink round boy, Rohan Kishibe.
Yeah. Funny little guy. And that will bring us to plugs. Sarah, where can we find you on the internet? Yeah, check me out on Twitter at Sunhatzhenya, SUNHATZHENYA. The other active podcasts that I have right now are Forward ReZero, a ReZero watch-along podcast I do with my girlfriend Neve and host of this show at one point, Morg. I also do Special Great Snacks, which by the time this releases, I think there will be a new episode out about the movie Jujutsu Kaisen movie Zero, A Story of Love and Curses.
Big movie.
Big movie. They're saying it more and more. Large movie. I've also got a couple of podcasts that are in hiatus currently, which is Fear Baiting, my horror movie podcast, The Wonder Yerks, my Animorphs podcast, and Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, the Leftism podcast that I do very occasionally. I think that's all my shit.
Fuck yeah. I'm Max. You can go to Twitter at MaxBajillion to find me. You can listen to Pod of Greed, my Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. We're going to do a normal, regular episode of our April Fools. Don't think anything otherwise. You can listen to Slappers Only, my video game music podcast. We're going to do a normal episode for April Fools. Don't think otherwise. And you can listen to Nevermind the Trollocs, Wheel of Time podcast. We don't do an episode of April Fools because we're done recording until season 2 drops in a year or two. Who knows? You can go to twitter.com/WellCoolPodcast to find us. There's Discord links in every episode description. Come hang out with us. It's fun. Post your gunpla. Just talk about characters we like.
Yeah.
React to us as we watch through the episodes. And big thank you to Noisebase.xyz for hosting all of our podcasts. Matt GameCube is king. Love Matt.
Yeah, we love GameCube.
We love GameCube where I'm from. And hey, that'll do it. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you again, Sarah, for being a
you.
wonderful co-host.
Thank you for
next
having me.
week, season 1 finale of Iron-Blooded Orphans is going to be a little bit jumbo spicy bigger than usual.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. 4 episodes.
Cannot wait.
I hope it ends well.
Yeah. Nothing bad will happen. I'm eating a big bowl of cereal.
Mm-hmm. And
so at the start of the next episode, I will either start with either a or a.
Yeah, we're getting some good Foley work next week.
I've got just until the next episode comes out. Just imagine me with just like a spoonful of cereal just in my mouth closed around it, just in stasis until you hit play on the next episode.
It's getting real soggy until next week, huh?
I'll give us a little something to help you with that in your mind when we head out of here. So, Max,
well, until then, Sarah.
Yeah.
Until then, as we always say, war is bad.
But wow, cool robot.
See you in Canada.